Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love. Count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children, they know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorrow, they will pass. For I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. But remember that love, yes it will. I know. Yeah. Love will reign. Gotta believe it. In my heart, I truly believe. Sun will shine again. And love, I can hardly wait. We'll all be together. There'll be peace, peace, sweet peace, happiness and joy forever. Oh. One day, someday, hate will be over and love will reign. They won't last, for I know in this life there's gonna be some pain. In the end, love will reign.
Love will reign. I'm excited that you're here, whether you're watching us live from the Love and Stuff page on Facebook or the Marcus Our Homes page or any of the groups that we're attached to, whether you're watching us live on YouTube events, Twitch TV, Instagram Live, or TikTok Live tonight. I am glad that you are here on Marcus Homes, the Love Activist. I'm advocating for better love for you and me. So why don't you take a moment, whether you're watching on any of those platforms that I mentioned or all of them, click share and tag 5 of your closest connections, followers, or friends, 5 of the more popular ones of your subscribers to join us tonight, like Drew Simmons and others joining us on TikTok. I hope those of you that are joining on Facebook will tune in to this topic. I am excited to be here. And that music that you heard at the top of the show was Love Will Reign. It is by the uber talented Kier Coleman Ward. And we are so excited that he has afforded us the opportunity to utilize the title track from his project, Love Will Reign, as our title track for Tuesday night's show. And so I'm just excited to be here. I hope that you will click share and tag some folks to join you. I've completed all of my birthday shout outs. So thank all of you who wished me a happy birthday. I decided that I'm going to do 55 things, maybe not all in the same day or week, but I'm going to do 55 things to celebrate my double nickel, double grace. And there are 5 things that I'm focusing on that my boss just reminded me a few moments ago that I need to keep hold of. They are more intentional prayer, they are discipline, they are more kindness, more graciousness, and reading more. Those are my 5 that I want to say, if not now, when? If not now, when? Will you kick it up a notch? Will you take it to the next level? Because there is another level for you. If you are hearing me, seeing me, feeling me, if you are touched by the finger of the quintessential love today, there is purpose left in your life. It's not exhausted. And you've got to ask yourself, what things must I do more of to bring to fruition all that the Creator has for me? And so that's the journey that I'm on in my double nickel, double grace. And I invite you, no, I challenge you to get on that journey for yourself so that you can live and lead the extraordinary life that you've been called to. And that is my desire. If I've done anything extraordinary, if I've experienced anything extraordinary, I just want to turn to the next chapter to see what's in that chapter for me to experience, to be, to do. And I hope that you feel the same way and will join us. Maybe your 5 will be different. Maybe it's not 5. Maybe yours is 4. It's your 44th birthday, or it's your 77th, and you decide 7. Whatever your number is, choose some things that you can be intentionally focused on to improve the quality of your life, improve the quality of your relationships, improve the quality of the impact that you've been called in this earth school to make. And so I challenge you to join me on that. We'll be checking in once a month across all platforms, and I hope that you will check in with us to let us know how you're doing. It could be 5 things for you or whatever the number. It might just be one thing. Mine are more intentional prayer, more discipline, more consistent habits that build to some greater level, more discipline, more kindness, more graciousness, and more reading. If any of those resonate with you, add them to your list and become all that you've been saying that you wanted to become. If not now, when? All right, we're going to jump into tonight's topic, which I thought I had posted, but I just realized I did not post. I apologize. I got to go pull it up. When I do that, that should get us to where we need to go. And I'm glad that you've joined us, whether you're like Dolly Edwards has joined us on TikTok and others. I hope that you will join us across all platforms, wherever you are. We're grateful that you are here with us tonight. Okay, I'm looking for it really quickly. Tonight, I'm my own producer, and that's all right. I love it. Okay. I'm going to hopefully pin this in the comments, and hopefully you'll be able to see it across platform. The challenge with that last time, but I think we're going to be just fine this time. We're going to pin it across platforms. All right. Thank all of you that are joining. All right. Oh, it looks like it's pinned. Ah, it pinned again. Okay. I did something. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. Probably TikTok, because there are too many letters. I won't be able to show it to you. Okay. Dear Love and Stuff, she writes, my husband and I are in a bit of a tug of war over our 9-year-old daughter and our bed. We have 2 kids. Our son is 7 and has been sleeping in his own room consistently since he was 6, so for just about a year. But our daughter still ends up in our bed 2 to 3 nights a week. She usually starts off in her room, but by midnight or so, she's tiptoeing into ours. Sometimes we carry her back if we're awake, but often she stays. My husband thinks this should have ended around age 3, max 5, he says. He believes it's hurting our intimacy and sends the wrong message about independence. I, on the other hand, feel like if she needs the comfort, I'd rather give it than deny it. What's the right age to end co-sleeping? What's the science say? Am I coddling her or just being a compassionate mom? Sincerely, and I took the name out for anonymity. I could have took out the sincerely line. I'm sorry. But that is the topic I want you to think about. And I know a lot of parents grapple with this all month long. We've been talking about setting healthy boundaries as a part of our function of self-care. We believe in the Love and Stuff community that self-care is simply your love and your gratefulness speaking to your worthiness, because you have to know that you're worthy of filling your cup, taking time for you, and not just saving the world and everybody else. You have to have a space for you that you understand is for you. And this self-care journey is a 12-month journey. It's a lifelong journey, right? But it's a 12-month journey inside Love and Stuff, which is a group that you can join tonight. And each month we have a different focus. So there are 12 foci, different focuses, if you will. January, we started with sleep. We start the year with getting a good night's sleep, because the person that has a great night's sleep is able to do everything exponentially. And when you're unable to sleep, it's your body telling you something that you need to take care of, right? So we started there at the beginning of the year. Month 2, it's about eating to live and not living to eat, right? And so what are you nourishing your body with? What are you taking care of your temple with? And that is a struggle for me. I'm a foodie. And my doctor is telling me, hey, your labs are all over the place. We got to get you back in check. You're just kind of falling off the wagon. And I can just about tell where I started to fall off the wagon, and I fell too far. And I have to eat to live and not live to eat, right? Then month 3 was all about marching into fitness, getting physically fit, whatever that means for you, your body weight, your body mass, your bone mass, your muscle mass, whatever it means for you to get fit, your heart health, whatever that is. And then this month, April, which only has 2 days left, was all about setting healthy boundaries. And that's why this topic came to us, about setting healthy boundaries, from the inbox. Here is a couple who has 2 children, and they're wondering, when should these kids get out of our California king bed? Okay. And the boy, the son, is 7 now. He's been out of the California king bed for 1 year, which means he got out of the bed at 6. Is that too old? I say it depends on the kid, right? And I know some people don't like the word kid, but children, kid, I'm going to use those interchangeably. And the girl is 9. Is 9 for too old for her to be in the bed with her parents 2 to 3 nights a week? Well, I want to hear from you. Dr. Shiner is joined. We might be able to get some medical advice on this one. Thank you, Dr. Shiner. Long time no see. April Sheard from Atlanta, Georgia, around those parts, as a transplant from Detroit. Love you much. All right. So I'm going to hear from you. Do you think that having young children above a certain age impacts the parents? Does it infringe upon the intimacy? Should there be a cutoff, and how do you determine that? Okay. That's what we're discussing tonight. I want you to drop your input in the comments, whether you're watching this on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram. Welcome, and we appreciate you all for being here. All right, checking across Instagram. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all for being here. Okay, so what do you say? Well, I shared some tips, and I gather my tips. I'm not the love guru. I'm the love activist. I advocate for a better love for you and me. And that's not just boo or babe. That's not just husband or wife. That's not just parent or child. It's all love relationships, in the hopes that we improve the quality of our relationships and thereby improve the spaces in which those relationships dwell, and thereby improve our homes, our communities, our schools, our world, one love at a time. That's the mission that I'm on, to improve my love. I need to up my love game in every relationship that I have. I can do a better job in loving the people that love me and the people that don't. And so, how do we come together, synthesize the information that we have across marriages, across good relationships, and those that we characterize as bad, those that we learn from and those that we refuse to learn from, those that have brought us trauma and those that have brought us deliverance and victory? How do we synthesize that information to help us all improve the quality of our love? Well, that's why I'm here. And I hope that you will join me on this journey and possibly share your input that might cause someone else to think, I could try this love proposition. I could change my love proposition. Matter of fact, I could transform it in a way that changes the relationships in my life. One person said, if it ain't about relationships, it ain't about nothing. And you really have to think about how many of your relationships haven't developed in a way that you can spend personal capital or give value to those relationships in a way that you influence those relationships and thereby the circle or network of relationships for good, for a positive end. That should be a part of all of our goal, right? That should be an objective in increasing the love in this world, that we leverage the love that we already have. What if you were able to spend, invest, gain dividends from the relationships that you have now for the purpose of impacting systems of relationships, impacting the world? And that's what we hope to do as the love activists. And we can't do it alone, of course. We need you. So I want to hear from you in the comments. And I want to share with you some of the information I synthesized to help this couple to come to a determination about what works best for them. There's almost always nuance, which means that one 6-year-old or 7-year-old is not the same as another. One set of parents parent in a different way for that child, and probably for each child. Sometimes kids say, you don't love me the same. The love that is being applied to your situation feels and looks differently because it is tailored to your situation. So the information that I'm synthesizing, you will tailor, customize to your situation. And if you really need a next level tailoring, you should seek a family therapist or counselor to help walk through and navigate those areas. Okay. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. I'm not a licensed practitioner. I am just a love activist, and I synthesize information, some of which is from practitioners, but I want to share that information so that you will challenge yourself about setting healthy boundaries with your children, which we started talking about last week. And this is kind of in a different way. These are young children. Last week, if you go back and watch that show, it was about an adult child. Great show. But today we're talking about young children, that you are still modeling the behaviors you want them to evidence. So you're still grooming them, still rearing them in a way that they will be productive members of our love world and society, right? And so I wanted to share some information with you from some of the information I synthesized from various sources. And I came up with 4 steps that parents should consider when they're determining what age is too old for children to be in their bed. And again, I believe it varies, but there is some science out there. I'd love to hear from Dr. Shiner if he's still around, or if he tagged someone who's area of specialty, we'd love to hear from them as well. Number one, first step I said is understand the why. Why are they still in your bed? Okay. From the research from the Journal of Developmental and Behavioral Pediatrics, children return to co-sleeping for emotional regulation, for nighttime anxiety, or habitual comfort. Okay. The journal goes on to suggest that occasional co-sleeping isn't harmful, but persistent co-sleeping, generally past the age of 6 or 7, may delay the development rather of autonomy, especially in girls. Okay. So the goal is to identify the emotional or behavioral reason behind your child, and in this case, the daughter's nighttime visits. Okay. There are some step by steps that I gathered that you might utilize in this situation when you're trying to understand the why. Hello, Autumn Nicole Holmes. Thank you for joining. Number one, observe the pattern. Is it always on certain days that she comes to get into your bed instead of hers? Before a test or after a family conflict? Does she return to your bed after nightmares or changes in routine? So you got to start to observe, is there a pattern for why your child is returning to co-sleep? Then you ask gently, what do you like about sleeping in our bed? Or is there something that makes you feel worried in your room, to see if you can find out what the why is? And then number three, so number one is observe the pattern. Two is ask gently, what do you like about sleeping in our bed? Or is there something that worries you or makes you feel worried in your room? And then three, validate the emotions. Let them know it's okay to feel scared sometimes. We all do. It's okay to feel anxious sometimes. We all do, whatever it is. All right. As I was surfing the inbox and talking to different people, I talked to a single mother in Atlanta who noticed that her 8-year-old daughter kept crawling into bed on Sundays. And after she journaled the pattern in her own journaling, she realized it coincided with her daughter's anxiety about going back to school on Monday. So together they created a Sunday sleepy plan that they have calming tea, warm milk, story time, and a countdown clock to increase independence. I love that. And I want to thank that single mother for sharing that. I promised that I wouldn't share her name, so I didn't. And you have to be aware while you're observing that sometimes it's not just comfort, it's unspoken worry. So the key is not just about stopping the behavior, but understanding the need behind the behavior. I'm hoping you're hearing that, because most people say, as the husband is saying, get her out to bed. That is a goal, to get her in her own bed. But the key isn't just to stop the behavior. The key is to understand what is the need that your child, your daughter in this case, has behind that. I want to hear from you. If any of that resonates with you, if any of that makes sense, or you want to add anything to it. And just as we're doing that, I want to share with you briefly one of our amazing partners, June Rochelle Eaton, is an entrepreneur, amazing, extraordinaire. And she has a business called DetroitCouture.com. I should have took a clip of her at the Barristers Ball here this weekend in Detroit with an amazing piece. She had an amazing gown on. And I know many women wore those amazing gowns. Ladies, if you're looking for a one-of-a-kind piece, or gentlemen, you're looking to purchase for your wife or girlfriend, boo or bae, a one-of-a-kind amazing piece, you should check out DetroitCouture.com.
Hi, my name is June Rochelle, and I own Detroit Couture. We are a fashion forward women's boutique, and we offer friendly sizes from small all the way up to 3X women's sizes, very generously fit, very great quality. I actually have on one of our pieces today. It's called the Cuffed Up. It's in gray, burgundy, and black and olive. And it actually has a lot of stretch and give. So listen, in this time, we try to make sure that first of all, it's quality and customer service that we offer our clients. And I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share with you. So go and visit us at DetroitCouture.com.
Visit her at DetroitCouture.com. You don't want to miss out on the amazing pieces that she has. I have purchased amazing pieces for my sweetest sweetie girl in the whole wide world who is watching or was watching. And June does amazing work. We're so proud to be partners with here in the Love and Stuff community. And we just want to shout out from the hilltops all that we can about June's amazing business and her amazing level of service for customers and the quality of the products. DetroitCouture.com. They can't wait to help you. All right. Going back into the topic we talked about from the topic, and I'll read it one more time, even though I think it's posted on some platforms. I don't see it everywhere. It's not on it's not on Instagram. I apologize, and not on TikTok. So it looks like it posted other places. I hope. I'm not quite clear that it did, but I'm gonna keep trying. All right. Dear Love and Stuff, my husband and I are in a bit of a tug of war over our 9-year-old daughter and our bed. We have 2 kids. Our son is 7 and has been sleeping in his own room consistently since he was 6 years old. But our daughter still ends up in our bed 2 to 3 nights a week. She usually starts off in her room, but by midnight or so, she's tiptoeing into ours. Sometimes we carry her back if we're awake, but often she stays. My husband thinks this should have ended around age 3, max 5. He believes it's hurting our intimacy and sends the wrong message to our children about independence. I, on the other hand, feel like if she needs the comfort, I'd rather give it than deny it. What's the right age to end co-sleeping? What's the science say? Am I coddling her or just being a compassionate mom? So I think my answer to her, and I would love to hear from you and even Dr. Shiner or others who are here, the ending age for co-sleeping is going to depend on that child and parenting and environment. Because there are so many nuances to that. Even if there was no trauma, there's so many nuances to it. You kind of have to do it case by case. It really depends on the specifics of that case. And so I have synthesized 4 things that I think should happen. Number 1 is understand the why. And you do that by observing the pattern, asking gentle questions such as, why do you like sleeping in our bed? What about it do you like? Is there something that you're worrying about or makes you feel worried in your room? And validate the emotions. Okay. So sometimes it's not just about their comfort, it's unspoken worry. And so the key is not just stopping the behavior, but understanding the need behind it. Number two is create a comforting transition routine. Okay. So if you use a consistent bedtime ritual that handles this anxiety maybe or worry and builds confidence, like a shared journal entry, a bedtime worry box. I'm big on a worry bank and decreasing the amount that you can put in the worry bank. I believe the worry bank has 3 columns. The things that you worry about that have never happened, but you still worry about them. The things that you worry about over which you have no control. And the things you worry about that have happened to you before, and you either handled them, lost something, learned something, or gained a blessing. You put all of your worries in those 3 buckets, and you cross out the ones that have never happened because they likely never will. You cross out the ones that are outside of your control, and you pray about those and move on. And then you work on the worry bank of the ones that you can apply some theory to reduce the amount of items in the bank. You're literally withdrawing from the worry bank. So you can have a worry box the same way, or a guided meditation, bedtime stories, reading the scriptures, and design and reinforce that the room, her space, is a safe space. Okay. And so the objective is to help your daughter feel safe in her own room, or if it's a son, in this case, it's a daughter, using predictable and soothing nighttime rituals, things that she can expect to be the same every night. Okay. Here is the step by step. Of course, you got to establish a bedtime routine. I know there are some people that don't make sure that their kids are in the bed the same time every night, but you do have to do that. You do have to make sure your kids have a ritual bedtime. What time do they get in the bathtub, or however that goes? Brushing of the teeth, reading, maybe say their prayers, double check the homework, lights out, in the same order every night. Get them in a routine. So establish a bedtime routine. Introduce a transitional object, maybe for some. That special stuffed animal that only goes to bed at bedtime, or that blanket, or mom's scented pillow. You spritz it with your perfume so they have the sense that you're there. A third way or step is use a visual sleep chart. Let her or him place a star for every night that they sleep in the room. And maybe there's a special treat or a special celebration or a special dance you do. But use a sleep chart so that they can increase the number of nights that they stay in their room. Okay. And as I was surfing the inbox, because sometimes I broach the topic among different people just to gauge other people's thoughts and sentiments as I'm synthesizing information. A family in Dallas gave their daughter a bravery bear, and it sat on her bed each night. And each morning, she would tell the bear what she dreamt about, whether it was scary or sweet or sad. And after 3 weeks, she looked forward to showing the bear how grown up she was and how her sleep messages, her dreams were different. Okay. The insight I want you to get from this is that ritual can create rhythm, and rhythm can create safety, and safety can breed independence. I think it's worth saying that again. Ritual can create rhythm. Rhythm can create safety. Safety can breed independence. Okay. We're talking about getting the kids out of the California King. Thank you, Joyce Martin, for joining us. I hope you will click share. And so those are the 3 steps in step 3 ways in step 2 to create a comforting transition routine where your child doesn't want that healthy boundary of sleeping alone. It's an important routine as you teach your child, him or her, in this case, her, interdependence to independence. All right. So important. And speaking of independence, as we go to a quick break, another one of our partners, amazing partners, is Christina Smith. Christina is the money coach, and she is the owner of Powerful Money Tools, LLC. Now, Christina, like June, has been a partner for a while with us, but what she has also done has been extraordinary within our community. She's navigated in our community in such a way that she's helped many women start the journey to rebuilding credit, to building a nest egg and an emergency fund, to starting investing in stocks and bonds and other things, to start getting their ducks in a row to get that house that's needed or apartment or car. She is helping people get back on their financial footing and gain financial independence. Here's Christina to tell us a little bit about Powerful Money Tools, LLC.
Welcome to Powerful Money Tools, LLC. At Powerful Money Tools, we are here to prepare for your future. We want to talk about financial freedom. Financial freedom is budgeting, credit building, and also financial education. So, once again, welcome to Powerful Money Tools LLC. We can't wait to help you in your financial future.
What you wear says something about you, about who you are, what you believe, and what you stand for. So here in the Love and Stuff community, we wear the brand that we live, and we live the brand that we wear because we love the brand. It's all about increasing the amount of love in the world and upping our love game. And if that's what you're about, you should wear it too. If you're about increasing the amount of love in the world, you should live the brand you wear, you should wear the brand you live, and you should love the brand. And we invite you in the Love and Stuff community to join us in wearing the brand, living the brand, and loving the brand. And just to show you a little bit about that, as we're moving out of this, even though it's a little cooler in some places, this is my Love is Front and Center. It's one of our monikers in the Love and Stuff community, because we believe that if you want to experience love, you can't hide your love. You have to wear your love. That's right. Be vulnerable. Wear your love front and center. The sweatshirt also comes in a t-shirt and comes in every color. The red Signa stays, but all the rest of it, it comes in various different colors. There it is in the same color in just about every size. It's available to you now in our Shopify store. Many other products that we have, and we're going to go through those pretty quickly just so that you will see some of the wonderful gear that you can purchase. Of course, our gratefulness journey every day. What are you doing in the next 30 days to transform your life? Join us on the gratefulness journey. It is 3 things you're grateful for, spoken aloud 3 times and shared with 3 people. After you do that for 30 days, you're on the gratefulness journey every day, and watch it transform your life. Of course, our flagship design is our Love and Stuff design. Again, these come in multiple colors, but this is the original design that our brand ambassador, Richard Dickey Mason, wears in actor Richard Dickey Mason wears on set and in every place that he can. And we so appreciate the special publicity that he gives us on set. You can join him and me and others in wearing this brand, which covers every type of love that you can experience. And while you are experiencing that love, answer the call to greater love, to higher love, to deepen the love, and to reach more people with love, which is our whole desire and thrust. Of course, we want you to know about the Love Over Racism Tea. We're in a time where we cannot forget that Black people and people of color, all of those that are on the margins, that are marginalized, are under attack, not just direct attack. Some of these attacks are subtle. Some of these are policy attacks. Some of these are executive order attacks, right? Some of these are institutional attacks. And so we are a united front that love is greater than racism, but love must be an action. Our love, the quintessential love, showed us his love by his actions. He is love, but he showed us love. And again, this comes in multiple colors. And we say that love over racism really is an equation that the cost of which is equity. The cost of love over racism is equity. All right. That's how you know there is some balance, that love is over racism, is when there is equity. All right. I want to tell you about All Shades of Girl, which is our most recent book that we've authored. This book is in the Shopify store. That's where we want you to go to purchase this book. We're migrating some things away from Amazon until we get Amazon to respond to our demands about DEI. We definitely want you to consider purchasing this book, which is inspired by Sonia Sharice, who is within the Gratefulness Journey Every Day team. And this is her story, or inspired by her story, rather, as she journeyed as a young person through colorism. And so this book is available. It's for young readers, especially young girls. And we're hoping that moms and aunties and big T's and grandmas and TTs will read with them, and dads and granddads and uncles will sit and read with their young girls to help them embrace their self-identity, to help them understand their self-identity, and to know that they, whatever hue they are, that they have been colored beautifully by the Creator. We also have Color Me Beautiful t-shirts that are available. The power long sleeve shirt, if you're a workout person, it's available. Of course, the sweatshirt is available, all of these in multiple colors. We have the tee in the little girl sizes, young girl sizes, junior miss, and the performance tee we call the competitor tee. If a young girl is also working out and she wants a long sleeve tee, that is available to her. And I'm going to show you the Gratefulness Journey Everyday book that's available. When you purchase the book, you'll get a free journal. An electronic journal is available to you that you can write in. If you have a, on, or you can print it out if you prefer it that way. It's available to you as well. And so we wanted to show you all of those wonderful things. And thank you so much for hanging in there doing that. All right, we're going back to we talked about 4 things. We're talking about 4 things that you can do to help set healthy boundaries when your kids are still in your bed. From the inbox, kids are in the California King, and the husband is saying it's time for them to get out. One is and why. The goal, objective, the emotional or behavioral reasons behind your child's nighttime visits. The step number 1, observe the pattern. Is it on after certain things happen or change? Number 2, ask gentle questions. What do you like about sleeping in our bed? Or is there something that makes you feel worried in your own room? And number 3, validate those emotions, because sometimes it's not just comfort, it's unspoken worry. The key is not just about stopping the behavior, but understanding the need behind it. Number 2 is creating a comfortable transition routine. And the objective here is to help your daughter, in this case, feel safe in her own room using predictable and soothing nighttime rituals. The step-by-step is establish a bedtime routine and stick to it in the same order every night. Bath, brushing teeth, reading, light off, journaling, prayer, whatever the routine is, okay? Introduce a transitional object like a special stuffed animal, a blanket, a mom's scented pillow or dad's scented pillow, spritzing some perfume or Old Spice or whatever you all might use, right? And number 3, use a visual sleep chart and let her play star for every night she sleeps in a room, and maybe a little dance to accompany that. I want you to hear this insight again that I shared earlier. Ritual creates rhythm. Rhythm creates safety. Safety breeds independence. Okay? Ritual creates rhythm. Rhythm creates safety. Safety breeds independence. Okay? Step number 3 is set unified boundaries as a couple. Okay? Set unified boundaries as a couple. All right. You heard in the inbox, I think you heard, that the father thinks one way, the mother thinks another way. So anybody that's parenting out there, you know that does not work, right? Even if you're co-parenting, you got to come together and be on the same page. So you got to present a united front as parents. I'm sure that's no surprise, because children really do thrive on consistency. So if mom says yes and dad says no, it creates confusion and an opportunity for them to play you against each other and prolong the issue. So agree on when and how the transition will happen and stick to it with compassion, but stick to it. The objective here is to create consistency by aligning the parentals, right? Aligning parental expectations and rules and sticking to them, which is an important part. It's one of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with is discipline. It's consistency. Discipline is really consistently building habits that lead you to a higher goal or level, right? So you got to discipline yourself because the more you do it, the better you will be at it, right? Okay, so that's the goal. Here is the step by step. Have a private conversation with your partner away from the children to agree on what you both are comfortable with. Listen to that one again. Have a private conversation with your partner away from the kids, the children, to agree on what you are both comfortable with. No, I'm not doing sign language. I'm highlighting specific parts. You must have an agreement on what you both are comfortable with. You can say, okay, I'll go with that. But if you're not comfortable with it, it is not a full agreement. Come to an agreement on what you both are comfortable with for a transition plan and discuss this away from your children, not with your children. Well, what do you think you should, when do you think you should stop? I love that you want to involve your child in their own development, but before you get to that point, come to an agreement before you get your children in the conversation. If they're in the next room, they can hear it. So they need to be away. You need to be away from them when you're having this discussion. That's number one. In step 3, set unified boundaries as a couple. Number 2 is create a shared script. Something like, we love you, and it's important that you learn to sleep in your own bed. Whatever phrase works for the two of you, it's a script that you should revert back to when there's resistance, when there's rebellion, when there's temper tantrums. Reinforce to them that you are loved. It's important that you learn to sleep in your own bed, and you can even answer at why. And then number 3, believe it or not, stay consistent together. Even when your child cries or protests, it breaks your heart to see those tears. I fully understand that. No one wants to see their baby schnucklemuckums cry, but you have to be a united front. As I'm traveling the inbox world, as I often traverse, I was talking to a couple that is in and around the Love and Stuff community, and they disagreed for years about bedtime. It wasn't until they finally sat down and wrote out their shared boundary, 3 nights of transition, followed by a reward for sleeping in her own room, that they saw success. They even signed it as a family sleep agreement, which made their daughter feel included. It was a way for them to include her. She had to sign that if she had 3 nights of successful transition, she'd get a reward for sleeping in her own room. Now, someone will say, I'm not going to reward you for having to sleep in your own room. You're going to first find out the why. This isn't step 3. And this might be an appropriate way to get the transition to happen. And the reward could be any number of things. It could be extra pass card, you get out of trouble free card. It could be extra snack. It could be anything that is of value to that child and is a reward for them hitting a milestone, whatever that milestone is. All right. And the insight that I want to leave on number 3 with you is that disunity between parents does nothing but send mixed signals to children. But when parents are aligned, kids find more safety and security in that, even when it's tough. Okay? So stick to it. And then number 4 talks about offering emotional reassurance without physical dependence. Okay? So something like a nightlight A comfort item we talked about that smells like mom or dad, a reward chart for staying in the room. These are all powerful motivators, right? But you have to let her know, in this case, her or him, that they're not being rejected. They're just growing into their next big step. So you can make them feel close to you without them relying on your physical co-sleeping. Okay, we're going to get into the step by step. There are a couple of steps toward that, but I do want to tell you about a family in Chicago who told their 9-year-old daughter that she could borrow one of her mom's scarves to sleep with on nights when she missed her. It had mom's scent on the scarf, and it gave her comfort without her needing to be physically in their bed. Okay, that's one way, but we're going to talk about 3 steps that you might consider as we're talking from the inbox. And just before we do that, I want to share with you just a short, real short video, but it's another one of our Love and Stuff community members who has amazing bead jewelry. I want you to know about Nicole's Beads by Nicole Baldwin. You can find her on most platforms, and she has gorgeous, beautiful. I'm so proud of her, Nicole. I hope that you get a chance to watch this. She's an avid member of our community, and she is a nurse, and she is amazing, and she has the heart of gold, and she makes beautiful, beautiful jewelry. And I hope to be able to have some in person soon to share with you so that you can see it right up front and not just in a small clip. But she is so committed to excellent artistry. And maybe it's artisan. Maybe it's artisan. I may be using the wrong word, but I say artistry because it is so beautifully, it's bespoke, it's handcrafted, and the colors are brilliant. The stones that she uses, those are brilliant. You definitely want to look at an opportunity to accessorize yourself with some of her beautiful jewelry. Nicole, thank you so much. It's Nicole Baldwin across most platforms. Nicole Beads on YouTube, and she has amazing work and product. Thank you, Nicole. All right, I want to just, as we prepare to close out with number 4, I just want to quickly review that these are 4 ways that you can help get your kids out of your California king bed or whatever size bed you have. From the inbox, they're in a California king bed and they want to get their 9-year-old daughter out of their bed. Number 1, I say start with understanding the why. To identify the emotional or behavioral reasons behind your daughter's nighttime visits by observing the pattern, number 1, asking gently questions like, why do you like sleeping in our bed? Or what about our bed do you like sleeping in? Or is there something that makes you feel worried in your room? And number 3, validate those emotions. Sometimes it's not just about comfort, it's unspoken worry. It's not just about comfort, it's unspoken worry. And so the key is not just stopping the behavior, but understand the need behind it. Number 2, create a comforting transition routine to help her feel safe in her own room by using predictable and soothing nighttime rituals. Number 1, establish a bedtime routine. Introduce a transitional object, number 2. And number 3, use a visual sleep chart, which I love that one. Okay. And remember that ritual creates rhythm. Rhythm creates safety. Safety breeds independence. Okay. Number 3, set unified boundaries as a couple. So you want to create consistency by aligning parental expectations and rules and sticking to them. The step-by-step is number 1, have a private conversation with your partner away from the children to agree on what you both are comfortable with as it relates to a transition plan. Number 2, create a shared script that you're going to repeat whenever there is pushback or rebellion or tantrums. And number 3, stay consistent together through those cries and protests. All right. Very important to do, because disunity between parents sends mixed signals to children. But when parents are aligned, it actually helps children to feel more safe and secure, even when it's tough. And number 4, it's offering emotional reassurance without physical dependence, right? So the goal is to make the daughter or child feel emotionally close without relying on actually being physically present and co-sleeping. And here are the steps. Number 1, create connection moments earlier in the day. So it could be 10 minutes talking tea time, could be game night, could be storytelling, whatever activity that you can have before you go into bedtime routine. Create connections. And then give her, in this case, her emotional tools, like writing down a fear and tucking it away in a bedside box, or writing down the fear and giving 3 ways to get out of that fear. Just give her tools to feel what she feels and write down and begin to have some discussion about it before the bedtime ritual. And then number 3, allow for middle ground solutions. So maybe she does in the beginning wake up scared and comes in your bed. Use a floor palette by your bed. Only when she wakes up scared, and she can go right to it. And then say, okay, you had some time with us. Let's go back to our bed after 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So have some middle of the ground. Yes, you can come in if you're scared. You hear thunderstorms. You think it's the boogeyman. Okay, we got a special floor palette right by the bed. Maybe there's even some music played during that time. Okay, 15 minutes. Let's go back to the bed. Allow for some middle ground or middle of the way solutions. Okay. And again, I shared earlier that one family in Chicago told the 9-year-old daughter that she could borrow one of her mom's scarves, which I love that. The scarf had her scent, and it gave the daughter comfort without her needing to physically come back to the bed. The insight I want you to remember with this is that you're not pushing your daughter away or your son away. You're equipping them. Emotional safety can exist and should exist without physical closeness. And it's tough because you are the safety net, their first safety net that they're used to. And any set of circumstances and variables can challenge that for them. But you've got to help to create that emotional connection even when you're not proximal to them. All right? Really, having healthy boundaries with your children, they are an act of love, not rejection. And typically, kids don't just grow out of habits. They grow through habits with guidance. So these are some steps that you can take that will help you not just reclaim your bed, but will help you build your child's confidence, build your child's resilience, and build your child's independence. I love this topic because I know many parents who struggle with the time frame in which they believe they should be putting their child out of the bed. And there are times, jokingly, lovingly, Autumn as an adult will say, I want to come to your bed. Children always, even when they're grown, she'll always be my baby. So children always have this desire to be connected to you. You lose personal space quite often when you have children. And that's a good thing in a sense that they want to be around you. It's a good thing that they feel safe with you. But there does come a time where you have to help them build that emotional safety absent your physical presence. And it's tough to see them go through what might seem to them as an abandonment, as seem to them as scary, but they grow. They don't just jump out of habits. They grow It takes time for them to grow through those habits, to end those bad habits or end those habits that no longer serve them for new habits. It's hard to stop a habit that serves you well, and co sleeping serves a child well. The way that you have to do it is you have to stack successful habits around this co sleeping and then replace it. And I think the bedtime ritual is a great stacking. A bedtime transitional um, toy or object is another one. And then in the middle, you have to begin a new habit. And that habit is going to be different for every parent and every child. But that habit is around moving them from dependence to codependence to interdependence to independence. And different children are going to move at different paces. It requires kindness, love, and grace as you walk through what is probably going to be a big, big step for them that will help them become more independent. Can you think back to the time where you didn't want to leave your parents' bed if they allowed that? I can recall times they said, "Get out of our room." And being a child, I didn't understand that. I wanted to be where they were. I didn't think that mommy and daddy needed to be together, mommy and daddy. What will they do without me? Right? But it takes time to get that child to that, through that path, along that continuum from dependence to independence. How long will it take? It will vary for each child, but help them grow through it with guidance and love, that they're not being rejected. Is 9 too old? Maybe for some girls, maybe it is. But you must weigh it out individually. But you must come together as a couple, as a unit, to determine what's a comfortable transition strategy for your beautiful children so that they will be affirmed and not feel totally abandoned. If any of this resonates with you, I hope you share it with a parent who might be in this situation. I synthesized information for the couple that is in our inbox, but I think this is something that could be used much more broadly. And as we close out this month about setting healthy boundaries, I want you to ask yourself this question: when is the last time that you set a healthy boundary in your life so that you can be refueled, recharged, or reconnected to those that you love? If you can't remember it, you are probably depriving yourself of the self care that is necessary. It's incumbent upon you to say, no, not yet, not now, not me. And if you can think about just those as boundaries to even start for yourself, if you're trying to improve your sleep, you might have to say no to the late night TV. You might have to say not now to the snack, or not yet if it's one that's going to keep you up at night. And you might have to say, not me. I won't watch Netflix at night if I know that I need to get 7 hours sleep. And 7 hours sleep rejuvenates me, and I feel recharged in the morning with or without coffee. Whatever it is, you need to set a healthy boundary. Maybe it's no in a relationship that has become toxic, or simply not me. You have my permission to be as toxic as you want to and need to, but I'm setting a healthy boundary because it's not for me. See, in every area of your life, there's room for you to set healthy boundaries and make those boundaries so that you can flourish in filling up the temple, taking care of the temple that God has given you, because He only gives us one. And we can be better stewards of our life space by setting healthy boundaries. I know it's uncomfortable to say no, especially to yourself. Have you ever denied yourself uh, a pizza that you knew you didn't need? I'm talking to myself now, right? Have you ever denied yourself something that you really want? You said, why am I doing this? And then later you knew why, because it's building your discipline, it's building your consistency, it's building what you know you need for your body or what you need for your faith, or what you need for your spiritual journey, or what you need for your mental wellness and wholeness. Set a healthy boundary as you prepare to go into the next month. And join us next week. We'll be talking about what we're doing in the next month, throughout the month. And we'll also be looking for those of you who are willing to share with us salutes for your mother. We will have a special tribute on Mother's Day, and we always love to share video salutes of mothers. So if you want to celebrate your mother, whether she's in this earth school or she is resting, please inbox me across any of these platforms, and we'll be happy to take your video of your mother and include it in our Mother's Day presentation. Well, I'm Marcus Holmes. I am so grateful that you've joined me, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, events, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. Thank you so much for joining. Click share and tag someone to join you. And I'm going to close with this video, as I often do, from MJ from Shies of Sunset, about the gratefulness journey every day. Be good to yourself and others.
Marcus, I want to congratulate you on Love and Stuff. I really want you to know that staying grateful and understanding the power of what it is to be operating out of a space of abundance and gratitude is the most important part of every journey of every day. So Marcus June, congratulations on this book. It's on Amazon now. That makes me so proud of you and your family and me and my family, and every single person around us gets it. So good on you for bringing it into the hands and the laps and the Kindles of all the people. Okay, so we're gonna check it out. Can't wait to learn more.
Yeah. 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 Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Born and dead, saved by love. Count my blessings from above. Though in darkness, have no fear. Light will shine on those holding near. They know that sorrow they will pass. For I know in this life there will be something. But remember that love, yes it will. Love will reign. Yeah. Love will reign. Yeah. In my heart, I believe it. Love will reign. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have a vision. It's clear and plain. People living life, smiling again. Oh, see the children. They know no pain. Far from pressure, stress and strain. Oh, sorry.